Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory here with your afternoon update. One thing a lot of folks are worried about is the rain chances over Memorial Day weekend. I know a lot of folks have outdoor plans and are concerned that those may get rained out. So we're going to just start things right off by talking about those rain chances. For today, I know we also have a lot of events going on, lots of graduations, Friday after 5 happening in Owensboro, but we do have just a few fluffy kind of fair weather clouds out there. You can see all those little white spots all over the map there. Those are all those clouds, but lots of sunshine still streaming through and no rain to speak of across the region right now. We'll continue to see these clouds through the next couple of hours, but I do think they'll clear out this evening. So again, we've got great weather for graduations and Friday after 5 tonight. As we move into the overnight hours, though, we start to cloud back up, and this time the clouds are going to hang around. It's going to be partly cloudy through the night and into the day on Saturday. There is an isolated chance of rain Saturday morning and again Saturday afternoon. I will say, though, I think this model is overplaying those rain chances Saturday afternoon. It's showing rain across much of western Kentucky, and I just don't really see that happening. I think it'll be much more isolated, but still there is that chance we could get a spotty shower at some point during the day Saturday, but I really think many of us will stay dry for most, if not the entire day. So as for Saturday, I think we'll be mainly dry, but don't be shocked if you do get caught under a brief shower. By Sunday morning, notice this additional rain starting to come in from the southwest. That's really our next best chance of rain. So we've got these showers that'll spread in from the west-southwest late Saturday night into Sunday morning. Then scattered showers seem like a pretty good bet through the first half of the day, mainly in western Kentucky. The farther south you are, the better chance you have of seeing rain this weekend. So mainly across western Kentucky, scattered showers, maybe a brief rumble of thunder, mainly during the first half of the day on Sunday. As we get into Sunday afternoon and evening, that rain starts to taper back off to the south and we dry things out, and we may even stay mostly dry on into Monday morning. Monday is sort of the reverse, where Sunday most of the rain looks like it'll be in the first half of the day. Monday it looks like it'll be mainly during the second half of the day. So Monday afternoon and evening we see those rain chances ramping back up. Again, the farther south you are, the better chance you have of seeing that rain. I actually think Monday night, overnight Monday night, may end up being our best chance of rain, and then those showers continue to linger on into the day on Tuesday as this low pressure system passes off to our east. As for thunderstorm chances, we are outlooked as having just this sort of general run-of-the-mill chance of thunderstorms, so we may get a few pockets of heavy rain and some lightning and thunder, which would obviously be a problem for any outdoor plans, but we're not expecting severe weather this year. Any chance of severe weather expected to stay well to our south, which is good news because many of you may remember last Memorial Day weekend, we were tracking severe storms and tornadoes here locally. So that's not going to be the case this year. We're not anticipating severe weather, but if you do have outdoor plans, there is that chance. Oh, and they just updated that. They've actually increased the risk of severe weather down to our south. But again, all of that staying to our south. So here at home, maybe some heavy rain and a few rumbles of thunder, but things like hail, tornadoes, not expected this year. The heaviest rain is expected to stay to our south-southwest. You can see those bright yellow and orange colors showing up there across parts of Missouri and Arkansas, stretching down into Mississippi and Tennessee. Here at home, again, the bulk of the rain will be to the south. If you're in southeast Illinois or southwest Indiana, I think a quarter to a half inch of rain possible over the Memorial Day weekend and into Tuesday. As you get into western Kentucky, that's where the bulk of the rain is going to be here in the tri-state, so maybe more like a half inch to an inch of rain possible down that way. And as you get farther south, those rain totals just go up. I know a lot of folks around here do travel down to the Kentucky Lake, Barkley Lake area for the holiday weekend. If you're headed down that way, the rain chances only go up, and you're probably looking at more like an inch and a half to maybe as much as 2 inches of rain down that way. The good news is for the Indy 500, the farther north you go, the less you have of that chance of rain. So looking mainly dry in Indy. Here at home, here is just a snapshot of the Memorial Day weekend forecast. So tomorrow, partly cloudy, mainly dry, but there is that stray chance of rain at some point in the day on Saturday. You may get caught in a shower, but many of us are probably going to stay dry. Temperatures in the low 70s, upper 60s Sunday and Monday. There's scattered rain possible throughout both days, but on Sunday it looks like the bulk of the rain will be in the morning. Monday, the bulk of the rain in the afternoon and evening. Both days, though, the best chance of rain is across western Kentucky. So again, this low will be passing through to our south. The farther south you are, the better chance you have of getting caught in that rain this weekend. Those temperatures are quite a bit cooler than you would expect for Memorial Day weekend. Normally our highs this time of year are in the upper 70s to low 80s, but we've been running below average for a couple of days now, and we're going to keep that going on into next week. Right now, our temperatures are in the upper 60s to low 70s. It's 68 in Evansville, Newburgh, Owensboro, and Henderson. I think we'll tack on a couple more degrees as we go through the afternoon. So if you are headed out to Friday after 5 or any of those graduations, late this afternoon into the early evening hours, 4 or 5 o'clock, I do think many of us will be sitting in the low 70s, so really pleasant temperatures there. As we start to approach sunset, though, those temperatures start to cool back off through the 60s. I know we have a lot of graduations right around 7:30 tonight. I think it'll be mostly sunny with temperatures in the upper 60s, so really fairly pleasant there. But once that sun sets, we will cool things down pretty quickly, dropping back through the 60s. So by the end of graduation, it may be starting to get a little cool out there. The good news is, while the past couple of days have been very breezy, that's not the case today. We don't have that wind to contend with. There's a very gentle breeze out there right now, but once the sun sets, I think it'll go completely calm out there. We'll eventually bottom out in the lower 50s by the end of the night under partly cloudy skies. And then tomorrow, again, partly cloudy, mainly dry, but there is that isolated chance of rain with high temperatures in the lower 70s on Saturday. Now, we've been running below average for a couple of days now, which is kind of a switch up from much of last week when we had temperatures in the upper 70s and 80s. In fact, last Thursday, we almost made it to 90. We made it to 89. We were so close. But then when the rain and thunderstorms moved through on Tuesday, behind that, we really cooled things down. It did bring us quite a bit of rainfall. We had 1.5 inches of rain on Tuesday at the Evansville Regional Airport. That makes for 5 inches of rain total so far for the month of May, which is about an inch more than normal. On the year, we're running a surplus of nearly 6 inches. We have had a lot of snow, a lot of rain, a lot of flooding already this year, and we're running a 1-inch surplus so far on the month of May as well. As for our temperatures, we have had some very warm days this month, but we've also had some very cool days this month, and they've kind of canceled each other out. So the average temperature is actually not that far off from normal. Moving forward, though, we're going to keep our temperatures below average for the next few days. Typically, this time of year, our highs would be in the upper 70s to low 80s. Instead, we're talking upper 60s to low 70s through Memorial Day weekend, and I still think we'll only get to the low to maybe mid 70s even into Tuesday. By the second half of next week, we start to warm back into the upper 70s by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but that's still a couple degrees below normal for this time of year. Looking beyond that, it does seem that as we close out the month of May and head into June, our temperatures may continue to trend below average with near average precipitation. While our temperatures may not feel very summer-like, one sure sign of summer is that today is actually our first 8 p.m. sunset. The sun will set at 8 o'clock today in Evansville, first time this year, and those days will continue to get longer up through June 20th. June 20th is the summer solstice. It's the longest day of the year. On June 20th, the sun will set at 8:15 p.m. We'll have about 21 minutes more daylight than we do today, so we're tacking on just a little bit more daylight over the next month or so. After June 20th, the days start to very slowly get shorter again, but we'll still have those 8 p.m. sunsets until the end of July. July 31st is the first day it'll set before 8 p.m. at 7:59. So from now till July 30th, we've got 8 p.m. sunsets, a sure sign of summer and something I know many of us have been looking forward to. One thing that happened yesterday is NOAA came out with the 2025 hurricane season prediction. I know Michael touched on this yesterday, but I just wanted to give it another mention. The general forecast is actually a fairly typical hurricane season. Named storms expected to land somewhere between 13 and 19, so near to maybe slightly above average. Hurricanes expecting 6 to 10 this year with 3 to 5 major. And again, that forecast can obviously change. We're forecasting from now all the way till November, so this is a big outlook, but generally that's a fairly typical hurricane season. When you look at the past 30 years, so this goes from 1995 all the way up through this past year, when you look at that, the average number of named storms is just over 16, and the average number of hurricanes is just below 8. So about 16 named storms, with about 8 of them becoming hurricanes, is kind of a typical hurricane season. Just for reference, though, it's been a while since we've had a below average hurricane season, a decade, in fact. If this is the average line, the last time we had a below average hurricane season was actually back in 2015. So it's been a decade since we've had kind of a quiet hurricane season. When you look at also INSO, and there's a lot of things that go into hurricane forecasting, so this is not just a definitive thing here, but when you look at our INSO here, the last time we had a strong El Nino was also in 2015, the last time we had a below average hurricane season. This year we're forecast to be in neutral, which is also what we were in 2005, and we were in a weak La Nina in 2020. Those are those two standouts there. You may remember both in 2020 and in 2005 we ran out of names and had to start using the Greek alphabet to name those storms. So hopefully we don't have anything like that this year. If you are curious, the names are already chosen. They choose them well in advance. So the 2025 tropical cyclone names are going to be Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter, Aaron, Fernan, Gabriel, Umberto, Emilda, Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, Melissa, Nestor, Olga, Pablo, Rebecca, Sebastian, Tanya, Van, and Wendy. So those are the chosen tropical cyclone names for this year, and hopefully with an average season we won't even use the whole alphabet, and we certainly won't go beyond it. But you may remember that in 2005 and again in 2020 we did have to break out the Greek alphabet as we ran out of names there. We had so many named storms. So here's just a snapshot of the 7-day forecast just to summarize. Again, tomorrow partly cloudy, highs in the low 70s. We may catch a stray shower. I think many of us will stay dry, but just don't be shocked if you do get a little bit of rain at some point during the day on Saturday, especially farther south. The best chance would be in western Kentucky and far southern Illinois. As we get into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, those rain chances ramp up a bit, but we're still not talking about a total washout here. Sunday, I think most of the rain will be in the morning. Monday, most of the rain will be in the afternoon and evening. Both days, the best chance of rain is farther to the south and across western Kentucky. Scattered rain continues to linger over our region into Tuesday. Then we start to dry things out again heading into the second half of next week with highs in the upper 70s. Not seeing a lot of questions so far today. Good afternoon, Emma and Jeanette. Jeff Turner asking about Sunday around the 500. I thought you were asking how does 5 o'clock look on Sunday. The 500. Well, like I said, the better chance of rain is to the south, Indy's to the north. So I really think the Indy 500 is going to race no problem. They're probably going to stay dry up that way. In fact, let's back this up to the rain chances forecast again, just to give you a closer look. So this starts with Saturday, and again, Indianapolis is up here. This is Evansville, this is Indy right here, if you can't read that text there. So if we move forward from Saturday into Sunday, we have that rain moving into the tri-state, mainly in western Kentucky. Indy stays dry, maybe even getting a little sunshine. And then as we continue into Sunday afternoon and evening, that rain continues to dip farther to the south. So again, dry, maybe even some sunshine up in Indy. So I think the Indy 500 is going to race no problem. Indianapolis probably won't see any rain even into Memorial Day. They may get some showers as we get into Tuesday though, and that low pressure system starts to move farther to the northeast there. So Indy 500 expected to race no problem, may even have some sunshine there, although we may have some rain here locally. But the best chance is farther to the south. So if they were racing in Nashville or Paducah, I'd be a little more concerned. But Indy, I think you'll be just fine. Here's one more look at that 7-day forecast. I'm not seeing any more questions. You're welcome, Jeff. Some folks asking if I think the temperatures will get hot the first week in June. The general outlook is that the first week of June will probably be near or maybe even slightly below average. So we may still be looking at temperatures, maybe only getting into the mid to upper 70s. So still not really true hot weather. I know a lot of folks are really looking forward to some good pool weather. Typically the pools open around Memorial Day. This is not good pool weather here. So I'm not sure when we'll have our first really good pool day. It's a shame they weren't open last week when we had, 89 degrees last Thursday. But I have no doubt we will eventually get into those hot dog days of summer. But they seem to be taking their sweet time this year. It may be running a little cooler than normal, not just through the end of May, but maybe even into that first week of June as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Michael Fecka is in this evening. He's going to be bringing you live weather from Friday after 5 in Owensboro, so tune in to 14 News at 4, 5, and 6 to see that. Then he'll be back here in the studio for the weather show streaming at 9 p.m. and he'll have your forecast on air at 14 News at 10 as well. So I hope you'll join him then. He'll have the very latest if there's been any changes or updates to that Memorial Day weekend forecast. He'll have the very latest data for you tonight at 9, and I hope you'll join him then. You can watch him however you're watching me right now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope everybody manages to stay dry this weekend, but again, keep in mind the farther south you are, the better chance you have of running into some rain, mainly Sunday morning and then again Monday afternoon and evening, although some spotty showers possible in between as well. All right, everybody have a great rest of your Friday and enjoy your Memorial Day weekend.